Hi everyone, so 155 days to go until Marathon des Sables 2021. Unfortunately, I am now out of training due to an injury, medial tibial stress syndrome. Overtraining basically, let you be warned. Yeah, I still have hopes for the Suffolk Back Yard Ultra on the 5th of June. This is an important part of my MDS training, as it will be a totally mental effort. The distance and race pace are well within my capabilities, so I haven't got a problem there. But the ability to keep saying yes when my body says no is the real challenge. One I desperately want to experience before hitting the desert. So to that end, last weekend I took the opportunity, seeing as it's just 10 miles down the road, to go and do a recce of the course. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Cheers. Good morning everyone. Okay, so something a bit different today. I'm out recceing the course for the upcoming Suffolk Back Yard Ultra. So we're over at Natural Heath. That panting you can hear in the background is Charlie. Charlie's out with us today. I don't really take Charlie running because, as you can tell, he's a bit of a puller. So might be good on a canny run, but he's a bit energetic. I've let him off a bit this morning, but yeah, he still wants to go at it. Anyway, we're out recceing the course. It's a 4.167 mile course. This is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, as you can see here, we're literally out on the sticks. It's a lovely bit of heathland. Nice. Well, I've only walked a little way so far, but it's a nice path, kind of track. Looks like it would be nice and easy underfoot, which should be pretty good. A nice little walk along the river just now, and we're now in this wooded area. Comes slightly uphill to here, but I mean it's nothing really. And pick your way through the woods here. Obviously, being a backyard ultra, if you followed any of my other videos, you will know the course is 4.167 miles exactly. The reason for that is that if you do 24 laps, i.e. 24 hours, you will have run for 100 miles, and this looks like a pretty awesome place to run through. So it should be pretty enjoyable really. And Charlie pulling me along here, desperate to get off. Run through the woods. Well, he's had his run today and now needs to calm down. So yeah, looks like a really nice course. As we come up, we've got a gate a bit here, but I'm assuming on race day this will be open. Nice and easy for us to get through. Let's see what we come up to here. Yeah, okay, so right, it looked like it was complete fence, but actually it's a bit of an optical illusion, and there's a bit of cutway here we can walk through. We come straight across the road, I think. So we've safely made it across the road. Okay, so this is interesting. Here's part of the Angles Way. So again, if you've been following me, you will know that the Angles Way goes right past my house, but that is quite a few miles further east. So obviously following that from my house, you'd end up here, which is quite interesting. So here's a nice map of the heath. Gives you an idea what we're going around. So nothing too adventurous either. It's quite, yeah, really liking the idea of this. Let's capture some other bits of this course as we get round. Boy, good boy. Get on, get on, get on. You can hear me over Charlie's panting, and bit of a breeze picked up. So that looks like a little bit of an uphill climb there. Which comes round to the pinnacle here before we enter these trees. So I can imagine what else. Again, this is not much of an incline on the first few laps. I can only think that once we really get into it, that bit is going to start to hurt. Going to start to slow us down. So we come up the hill there, so that's something of note. Now, just checking the watch for course, it takes us now into this wooded area, which is going to be cool. So that wind is coming dead on to me here, so it'll be lovely to get in these woods, and we're going to get in here and get out of the chill breeze. And hopefully Charlie is going to calm down a bit. More excited than me. Right, we are near the halfway point now, and gorgeous view over there in the sunshine. We're continuing through the woods. This is the view I've got ahead of me now, which is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to really look forward to running through this. It's an awesome running site. I might actually come down here and do a few loops anyway on some of my training runs. I think it would be an awesome thing to do without Charlie. He's a little distracting, to say the least, but yeah, we're surrounded by woodland, absolutely gorgeous. I know I've probably said that about 10 times so far, but I can't believe I literally live not even 10 miles away from this place and not been here before. A big miss, really. So I'm going to make up for it over the coming weeks. And continue through the woods, come out of the carnivorous part of the woods into the deciduous part with some lovely silver birch. Great memories of my grandparents and silver birch trees. There was a lot around where they grew up. So hopefully in the middle of the night, although I might not be able to see the silver birch, that will give me some inspiration when I'm on my low points. It's still as lovely as ever. just wonderful watching the breeze in the trees. As fantastic a place as any to come for a run or a walk, really. So let's get this last part done. Back to the car. We need a drink, don't we, Charlie? Hey, does Charlie need a drink? I think he does. But I just want to show you something, which is why it's always worth recceing even what seems the simplest of courses on a map. Sometimes you don't appreciate that at some point you're going to come across this incline. It probably doesn't show well on the camera, but I'm stood at the bottom here, and I'm going to guess that by lap 4 it's going to feel like a mountain. It's, you know, I wouldn't say it was really steep, but it's just one of those that is just gonna drag you when you know you've got that towards the end of every loop as you're getting more and more tired. So I could see this as being the potential stopping point for many people. This is what is really going to pull it out of them. Basically, I've got to make sure that I am not one of those people. So we're going to nicely walk up here, but definitely going to come out here and do a few loops soon. It's going to be practice that's well worth getting under the belt. Okay, another little bit that we're going to need to be careful of, especially as we get tired. This comes downhill through a wooded section, so we've come through this this windy bit just here. You may not be able to see on the video, but there's tree roots on the trail here, and it comes down quite narrow, broken trees either side, and then winds through the wood. So we're going to need to be just a little mindful, especially night time as we come down this bit. Okay, so we just had that gnarly bit coming down the little slope there, and I just noticed this coming up ahead. So we got some more tree roots on quite a narrow path. Got a bit of a stagnant water here, but this gap isn't much. So first few times around when the field is quite big, this is going to be a bit of a squeeze. You could venture out, I suppose, around the outside. Don't fancy going to the left, that's where the boggy water is. So then it comes down, and we've got some real nasty, you know, it's pick your feet up stuff around here even when you're walking. Just making sure I'm staying on track. This feels a little wild, but it is, I think it is what it is. So we've got two options here. We've got the narrow bits to the right, or around the bits to the left. Right, that's quite a nasty little section. I mean, I got the route GPX file, so assuming it's correct, but that looks like it'd be a little tricky bit to play with. And then as we come around a corner, it all opens up again. Well, I say opens up, but the trees back off, the track's a bit more smooth, and steady underfoot. A little tree root there to watch. Cross trees here, and no sooner have I spoken than we discover a little dip the other side of the stagnant water as we come down. Whoop. Charlie set off the old partridge there. Oh, he wants to go after them. Ah, right, so low hanging trees. Surely they'll clear this one, and yeah, this is a bit of a soggy wet patch here, so we need to be mindful of this as we come round. All in all, that is a tricky little section. I'm assuming we're going to go straight across there. I'm going to attempt to go across the where the wood's been laid there, because I don't want to get muddy today. But that's the boggiest bit I've found so far, and if that's all we've got, I'll be happy with that. Okay, well, we just hit a bit of an unexpected section actually. Wouldn't have thought come out onto road at all, but looks like we do. Following the course, we've got to go across a cattle grid here. Hopefully this will be relatively trip free. Some of these cattle grids can be a little bit of a monster in terms of quite wide gaps for the old feet. The gate actually might be open, so look, there's the cattle grid. There's no way we're running across that, that'd be too dangerous. So it will be this gate that will almost certainly be open for us, which makes much more sense. I suppose as long as we actually open it ourselves. That would be fun. So, last little stint. Charlie, eager to get home, is now pulling me. But yeah, it's open right up now. So we're still in a sheltered woody section. The breeze is up, but the trees is keeping that off us, which is going to be good. And this is a lovely wide open track along here, which is going to make for some awesome running. Right, going to be welcoming this little bomb hole. Charlie's eager to drag me down, and I reckon he'll drag me up the other side if I let him. But yeah, so that little thing will give you a little surprise if you've not seen it before, as will coming up the other side. So come up over the top. So look here, we've got some nasty old roots to look out for. We come up the top here. We get out of there safely. We're nearly there. Just through this path, across the road, and we're back to the car park. So you know when you've done that little bomb hole that you're nearly back to base. And back to base is exactly where we're heading right now. This is going to be a welcome sight on every loop. The course comes back into the car park here. There are a lot more cars here than when I left. In fact, you could actually say it's really packed. All in all, fantastic route. Really liked it. Really glad that I took the opportunity to walk around it. Definitely come out and run it in the future before the race, and probably have it down as a place to actually run afterwards as well. So we're just going to get over to the start point. So we've done a complete lap on the watch. So we've recorded the route, put in some markers, and with us for the day. I say we're off course, so obviously the course will come in over here. I should think we'll probably run around the outside of the car park, and this will probably, this area we're in now, it's probably going to be a crew point, I would have thought. And come through, all the way through to where we started. And that's it. That takes us back out towards the river. It's a really, really enjoyable course that was. Like that. Look forward to running it.